Welcome to the Gay Buddhist Forum, where teachers from all schools of Buddhism offer their perspectives on the Dharma and its application in modern times, especially for LGBTQI audiences. These talks are offered freely to the world and made possible by appreciative listeners. If you would like to support our efforts to share the Dharma with underserved audiences, please visit gaybuddhist.org. There you can donate, find a list of upcoming speakers, or enjoy many hundreds of these recorded talks dating back to 1996.
Okay, welcome back everyone. So it's our custom to go around the room, say our names, and please let us know if you're new or if it's your first time, or if you're returning from a long absence, so we can welcome you, and then I'll introduce our teachers. My name is Felicia.
Zach.
Andre.
Michael.
Josh.
Alright.
Sorry?
Your name, Carol.
Carol.
My name is Michael.
My name's Christian.
Dan.
My name's Tony. Jack.
Matthew.
Marty.
Larry.
Jeff.
My name is Jerry.
I'm Jim.
Bob.
John.
My name is Richard. And Mike.
Ron.
David.
Will.
Troy.
Welcome, and I'll introduce Suzanna, Stason. So Suzanna has been teaching Qigong in the Bay Area since 2010 and is a licensed acupuncturist in San Francisco and Berkeley. She loves bringing Qigong to the public and has a passion for self-healing, meditation, and awakening practices. And to find out more about her website is SuzannaStason.com. And so welcome, Suzanna.
Yes, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
So it's lovely to be here. I can feel lots of energy in here, and even as we were settling in the meditation, I could feel some of the, like a little bit of that release, a little bit of that settling down. So we're going to explore today a little bit about the energy body. So I'm going to teach some Qigong practices. I'm going to get you up and moving pretty soon. Who here has heard of Qigong and done Qigong before, just out of curiosity? Awesome, good. So I've been teaching for 10 years and really always love the opportunity just to try to say what I love about Qigong most, and I have no idea what I'm going to say, so it's this sort of spontaneous practice for me to just share about the relationship between the mind and the body. And we all in this room have a meditation experience and practice. And so we're used to looking at our mind and we're used to understanding the pace of the mind, the activity of the mind. Is this on? And how fast it moves, right? So the mind can dart around the room, it can dart around the world, it can have a million thoughts in a moment. And the body, on the other hand, is a lot slower in terms of our capacity to actually move from one end of the room to the other, or across a country, or a space, or getting chores done. We sort of have this body pace that moves a lot slower. And they're very different, with the pace of the mind being really fast and the pace of the body being a little bit slower. And then the energy body is really this bridge, or this relationship between the mind and the body that for me has just been this endless sort of exploration of that relationship between mind and body, and what does that mean? And a lot of that relates to qi. So I'm sure we've all heard of qi, and what is qi? There's a million definitions, from we have no idea to it being the function of all your physical organs, to being emotions, to be emotional energy that we hold oftentimes in the heart or other places in the body. It can also be a little bit more ethereal, or kind of related to space in the body or movement. The breath is used as a medium to connect to qi. So in these practices that we're going to do, we're going to practice moving with the body and the mind and then the breath, which also includes emotional release, emotional connection to what's actually happening in your energetic body. So to start, what I actually want to do is a very brief meditation that gets us in touch with these energy centers that we have in our body. So in Chinese medicine, we talk about these 3 dantian, which is the lower body, the heart, or the lower dantian, the middle dantian, and then the upper dantian. And getting in touch with those, or even just sort of naming them and start to feel what they feel like in your system, can really help that, or begin that process of alignment of the energy body. So we're going to start with that. And what I encourage you to do is actually sit with your spine as sort of straight as possible for this time, and it'll just be a couple minutes. So sitting with your sit bones either on the chair or the cushion, your spine straight, chin slightly tucked in and back, so opening up the back of the neck, connecting to the crown of the head, also pulling that up into the sky. And begin first by just noticing what happens with your breath, what happens in your body. Kind of moving, using the mind, using the energy of the mind to just tune in to the body and see what awareness is there. And then gently taking that mind movement, that quick-paced, fast mind, we're going to practice just dropping it. Imagine like dropping an anchor down through the center of your body, down through your chest, and down into your belly. So if it helps, you can place one hand on your belly to help kind of root you down in your lower belly. We're just practicing guiding the energy down into the belly, and we'll continue to practice this. This is just a movement or an intention to drop into the lower dantian. So the lower dantian in the base of your belly is the seat of your physical body. So just connecting to this physical form that you have right now. Just dropping into your seat, dropping down into the earth, breathing into the belly. And just a couple more breaths. And then we're going to inhale, straighten the spine again, just a little bit, breathing into the heart. And again, just closing your eyes and tuning inwards. Feeling into the heart, breathing into the chest, so expanding the chest in all directions, sighing if you want to release. But tuning into this middle center, this middle dantian, this is the seat of your emotional body, the seat of your energetic chi body. So just connecting with what's there and breathing into it. Good, and just a couple more breaths. And then breathing from the back of the heart, up the back of the neck, over the top of the head to your third eye, so between the eyebrows. And this time breathing softly and gently into the center of the head and feeling a lightness, feeling a connection to sky, to air, to space, to spirit. And just notice what that feels like. And then inhaling into the third eye, and then we're just going to drop down back again to the heart. And then inhale into the heart and exhale down into the belly. And then see if you can breathe through all 3 centers. So visualize what's called the Tai Chi pole, or this energetic cord that's part of our chi energetic body, connecting down into the earth and up through the center of your body, all the way up through the crown of the head. And just breathing through the whole body, using that breath to connect. Good, and just taking 3 more deep, full body breaths. And then we're going to gently open our eyes and we're going to transition to standing, which is going to take a little bit of creativity in this space because we do have a lot of people. So what we'll do is stand. And I want you to find an area or a space where you just have room to flap your wings, so to speak, but to be able to move your arms to the side. So it might just be being a little bit forward of your partner, of your neighbor. But really, you won't need to bend forward today, but just be able to move your hands and arms out to the side. So you can stand on a mat or not on a mat, on the floor, on the ground. We're going to stand with our feet hip distance apart. So knees, we want them slightly bent. So all of this posturing, all of this qigong form actually helps with that qi flow movement through the body. So feet hip distance apart, knees unlocked so that they're just slightly bent. So play with locking them and then unlock them. And you can even bend them forward and then come back to that neutral position where you feel just that ease, a little bit of bounce. Can everyone hear me okay? Mm-hmm. All right. Pelvis, we want to drop the pelvis down just a little bit to feel a little bit of that curve from the back rest, as if you're sitting in a chair in your pelvis. The spine, we're going to bring it straight and up. Back of the neck, we want to open up that back point on the back of the neck. Crown of the head open to the sky. Shoulders, roll them back and down. Good. And closing your eyes. And this practice that we have together today is really your practice. We're sharing the space. We're creating a field, a chi field of energy. But this is about you connecting inwards to your energy body. Your body, your mind, your heart. Visualize sinking down into the earth. And then rising up through the bottoms of the feet, through the backs of the knees, through the pelvis, up through the occiput. The shoulders, roll them back and down. And just tune in. Feel that pulsing down into the earth and up into the sky. And throughout our practice, I'm going to invite you to really honor your body and what your body needs. If at any point you need to sit and do any of the practices seated or to go out, sit out of any of the practices, please, please, please honor your own body, your own system today. We're going to place one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. Again, sinking the breath down into the lower belly. So ideally, we're working so that the lower hand expands or pushes out as we inhale. And as we exhale, that belly falls and the hand goes in. And the top hand doesn't move at all, but this is a practice. So just breathe a few times. See if you can draw the belly, the breath down into the belly. So your breath is your most direct link to your nervous system. So we're resetting our nervous system to go into that healing mode. Just by training the breath. Okay. And dropping the hands down by the sides. We're going to start with what's called pulling down heaven, so connecting down into the earth, visualizing roots growing down into the earth to start, and just visualize those roots growing, widening, thickening down into the earth, connecting to other root systems, really growing down, strong, deep, and then drawing that energy in through the bottoms of the feet, drawing it up through, just visualize, just go for that visualization of imagining roots of trees just gathering their nutrients up from the earth. I'm coming up to the crown of the head now. Imagine opening the crown of the head like a little door. Opening up to the stars, the sun, this beautiful full moon. And just drawing in the energy of the stars, the planets, the sun, and the moon. Good. And coming into the heart, visualize the earth from below and the heavens from above, mixing in the heart and extending down into the palms of the hands. So bringing your palms slightly forward, facing the center of the room or the front of your body. And imagine just drawing energy from your heart into the palms of your hands, just receiving. Visualize filling into the palms of your hands, connected to the earth, connected up into the sky. And we're going to turn the hands softly to face the earth. We're going to bring the hands out to the side, facing the earth to shoulder height. Turn the hands at shoulder height to the sky and draw that energy down. So the hands come down parallel in front of the body, washing all the way down through your system. So this is a great way to clear your space. Inhale, gather. Exhale, cleanse, nourish, and soothe every cell. Just visualize everything that you don't need just washing away, clearing it out of the space, out of your body. Good, and let's do one more. We're going to do a gentle warm-up routine, partly because it is cold in this room, just to warm up our joints. Let's bring our chin forward, down, in, and around. So these are called turtles. And just connecting gently to the neck. And one more. And then other direction. So in Qigong, we're training the mind to the body. We're helping it slow down by using the pace of the body and letting the mind, last one, letting the mind follow the body. Let's go ahead to the shoulders, bring them up, back, and down, and let them fall, and then the head side to side. So just like your meditation practice, Qigong is a mind training almost more than anything else, but we're using the body, kind of the portal of the body, to access the emotions, to access chi flow, to access spirit and connection. Good. Coming back to the center. Let's go ear to shoulder. Find that stretch and release. Go ahead and sigh out if that feels good to you. Just let it go. Stretching at your own. Good. And then taking this opposite hand and just brushing down, clearing anything off your shoulders you don't need. Let it go. Okay. And when you're ready, bringing the head down around to the other side. And release. So we're going to use a little bit of sound today because sound is vibration. Sound helps break up any stuck chi or stuck emotions. So letting that vibration move and then just brushing, clearing everything off. Okay. And then we're going to gently bring the head back and forth, side to side. Good. And a couple more. And coming back to center. We're going to do shoulder rolls forward. So in these warm-ups, we're kind of priming the body to get energy flowing. We start with the physical body on this journey and move to emotion, move to spirit. Good. Two more. And then opposite direction, open up the chest, release anything off the chest you don't need. Good. And two more. Blowing out. Good. Making a soft fist without hitting anything or anyone. So stretch the fist up and all the way back. So this gets the side body. Feel that base through your feet if you're standing. Connect all the way from the feet up through the side of the body. Just waking up the rib cage. Good. One more each side. Good. And coming back to center. Let's bring the palms together. I'm going to open up the hands as if looking at a book, fingertips towards the body, back of the hands roll. So again, closing your eyes when you connect the hands together, the palms, and looking inwards. Just settling a little bit more. And one more. And opposite direction, open up the book outwards, fingertips down. Good. Good. And one more. Good. We're going to bring the hands down to the hips, and you can either place your hands on your hips or grab a wrist behind your back. And if you're in a chair, you can come up with a creative pelvic circling. But we want to just gently isolate the pelvis as best as possible without moving the legs. See if you can connect in with the pelvis, even if it's a really small little movement. We're helping free that low back joint. And a couple more. And then switching directions, opening up. Again, just feeling into the movement through the pelvis. And two more. Good. Coming back to center, bringing the hands down to the knees. Knees come together, forward, around, and back. And if you're seated, just rub the knees in circles. Your hands themselves are part of this medicine. Good. And two more. And switching direction, so the knees come out together and back. And again, protecting your knees if you need to. Good. And last one. And then coming down and hanging. If that feels good to you and you have space to do so, just let everything go down into the earth. Just releasing anything you don't need. And when you're ready, slowly coming up. And then let's just gently shake out the feet to get all the joints of the body. So getting that chi and blood flow through the system is really helpful. It prevents injuries. It helps the flow of all lymph and blood systems moving and healthy. Good. So coming back into our what's called our Wuji posture, this original posture with the feet hip distance apart, knees slightly bent, pelvis gently centered, spine straight, chin slightly tucked in, crown of the head open, shoulder blades, roll them back and down, closing the eyes, finding your breath, and just noticing how your body feels, feeling that relationship between the mind and the body. Again, settling down into the earth, rising up into the sky. At your own pace, 3 pulling down heavens, gathering again. And this time just filling, nourishing your system. At your own pace, breathing, moving. One more. So the next 3 we're going to do together with what's called a healing sound. So we have the healing sound for the heart that is ha. It's a descending tone. It actually clears the vibration of the heart. So I want you to find the tone that resonates or reverberates through the heart area. So it's going to be a ha. lower than I can go. Okay? So inhale, gather. We're doing pulling down heavens. Good. Inhale. Clearing the heart. Anything you're ready to let go of. Good. And one more silent. Okay. Good. We're going to bring the feet slightly closer together so that they're underneath the center of the bones. Seated, this practice is a little bit tricky, but what you can do is just find any sort of rhythm through your body. So we're just going to gently bounce. And again, honoring what works for you and your system, but closing your eyes and just bouncing. Seeing if you can tune into the mind. This is a great practice in conjunction with meditation because it helps the mind just release all that mumbo jumbo, all that activity, what we call monkey mind or Jershen in Chinese medicine. Just lets the mind rest, letting go of thought. It's such a beautiful state when the mind actually gets to just rest. So tuning into the body, visualizing space between all the cells, visualizing your lymph system, your nervous system resetting. Just letting everything be easy. Just let it bounce. So no thought. Again, make it your own. Make as many noises as you want. You can shake loud or you can shake quiet, whatever feels right. One way to release excess chi in the heart is to blow out through the mouth or make sounds, but blow out. So emotions is energy, it's chi, it's energy that's meant to be felt but not held on to. So we're just creating space in the heart, space in the body, space between all the cells. Just finding that rhythm, bounce, 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 bounce. Let the mind really rest. There's nothing to do right now with the mind. Just bounce, 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 bounce. Another 30 seconds, just bouncing. So part of the magic of this medicine, of Qigong and Chinese medicine, is learning about the interaction of yin and yang and learning about the movement from movement to stillness and stillness to movement. So in a little bit, I'll give you a proper countdown. We're going to come to stillness, and I invite you just to observe, just to allow the expansion, the space, the movement within the stillness, and to notice what's here. 10 more seconds. Really let go of it. Let it go. And 3, 2, 1, still. Just observing, allowing. Allowing that breath breath to drop into the belly. Find that place of ease. We're going to start a second round of bouncing, so notice that transition from stillness into movement, and to feel the stillness even within the movement as you bounce. Again, releasing anything that you're ready to release, feeling space between the cells. And 30 more seconds. Shake it out, shake it out. Bounce, 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 bounce. Good. 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1, still. Good. And shaking out the feet, shaking out the hands. We're going to come back into our regular width stance, and we're going to shake the hands a little bit now. Get the little bit of chi and blood flowing through the hands. Good. Just shake, shake, shake. And in a moment, we're going to bring the hands together at our lower belly and discover chi. We're just like, it's the first time you've ever thought about anything energetic, ever. And just bring the hands together and just play with discovering this connection. Perhaps a little bit of tingling or movement, a little bit of tension or repulsion. Just playing with a chi ball, imagining, just using your mind's imagination to just visualize this energy between the palms of your hands. Just play. One of the definitions I love of chi is actually this playfulness, this play between, this interaction, this communication. It's really about relationship, most of all. Good. And then taking this chi ball, we're just going to put it into our lower belly. So imagine just sealing that in. Good. And we're going to drop the hands by the side, one pulling down heavens. Good. And we're going to bring the hands down to the side, facing the earth. So stretching the arms down as much as that feels comfortable to you. If that causes any tingling, just back off a little bit. Palms connected down to the earth. Feet connected down to the earth. Spine straight, lifted up to the sky. We're going to visualize drawing this energy up from the earth. Big, full breath. Hands come up a little bit. Exhale, push the hands down. Good. Inhale, drawing up. Exhale. Sinking down. Inhale up. Exhale, we're going to push the hands down and forward. Good. Inhale, drawing into the chest, stretching the chest. Exhale, forward. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Third time, we're going to stretch and we're going to bring the hands all the way out. Great. Flying crane spreads its wings. Imagine flying high above the earth. Crane spreading its wings. Good. Third time, we're going to exhale and bring the hands back to our starting position. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, down. Inhale up. Finding your breath, connecting your breath to the movement. Letting the mind settle in and follow the body. Third time, stretching forward. Inhale 3 times. Good. And stretching the arms out. Good. And 3 times. We're going to do this one more time, and I'm going to invite you to really close your eyes and tune inward to that energy body, to your feeling body as you move softly. So inhale 3 times up from the earth. Soften the mind. Let the body movement guide your mind. Feeling that pulsing through the earth, drawing the hands forward when you're ready. And then gathering, filling into the heart. And last time, flying high above the sky, above the earth and the sky. That space in your mind, space in your heart, good. And drawing the hands back to the beginning posture when you're done. And pulling down heavens. Going to move into cloud hands, which is part of a Tai Chi form. And Tai Chi is actually a form of Qigong. We're going to bring the hands up to the sides. We're going to drop one hand down below the navel. Draw that hand up with the elbow leading across the face as we drop the other hand down below the navel. It's called cloud hands. And I give you a lot of permission in this class, but also just in this practice to make it your own. So we're finding 2 circles. One circle goes across the face and drops down as the other circle rises. You can move the pelvis and twist with it, or you can keep the pelvis still and just move the arms. But with this practice, I want you to visualize just lying on a field of grass, watching the clouds pass. Letting go of the mind activity and just watching. So this is a movement meditation. An opportunity to let the body's rhythm, the breath, guide the mind. Slow that pace of the mind down. The help of the body and the breath. And just play with slowing down for another minute, just a little bit slower. Just notice how that feels. Letting your hands be soft, the mind soft. Like watching clouds. And just a few more. And good. And 2 more across the face. Good. And crossing the hand in front of the face, bringing the other hand to make an X in front of the face, separating the hands. And dropping them down, we're going to scoop down into the earth, bring the hands forward and bring the hands up and over the head, and then exhale, press down. Good, and inhale. We're gathering this energy and storing it deep into the bones like a coffee press, just pressing this energy into the bones, also called a bone marrow cleanse. Just bringing this energy in and down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, gather this abundant chi field and just store it deep into your bones. Good. Last one. And pulling down heavens. We're going to come into a standing posture just for 1 minute, just to feel the power of this and to introduce this practice for you to take home of holding a ball or hugging a tree, also called immortal standing post. Relaxing the thumbs, finding a little bit of lean, a little bit of heart bringing into the circle, so bringing your chest forward, relaxing the shoulder blades. And just taking 3 really deep, full, heart-filled breaths. And on your next inhale, drawing the hands into the heart. And exhale, sink them down to the belly. And 3, pulling down heavens to conclude our practice. Just gathering energy, sealing it in the lower dantian. If you want to bring the thumb and index finger together as you seal across the lower dantian. Just gathering all of this abundant energy into your center so you can be full to benefit all beings. Just ending with one hand over the other on the belly. Again, tuning into your breath. And go ahead and shake out the feet if you'd like. And we're just, the last thing we'll do is a little acupoint tapping routine. So opposite shoulder, come down the outside of the arm, come to the web of the hands. Good. Inside armpit, down the inside of the arm, and palm of the hand. On the other side, down the outside of the arm, then web of the hand, inside of the arm. Yeah. And let's get the chest. One more time. Good. And the rib cage. And the diaphragm. Good. And the belly. Get that nice belly. Get your belly. Love your belly. Good. Either side along the spine. Either side. Good. And let's give the kidneys a good rubbing so at the base of the spine, rib cage. And then down at the lower SI joint where the spine meets the sacrum. Good. Let's get the backs of the legs. Good. Get the sides of the hips, the sides of the legs. Good. Insides of the legs. And the fronts. And then get each knee with both hands. And other side. Good. Coming up, rubbing the hands together. 10 dragons, run through the forest, stimulating your scalp, your whole head, all those channels up there. Good. And get the back of the neck, the occiput, where all those tendons meet the skull. Good. Coming to the third eye, small little circles. Either side along the eyebrows, rubbing small little circles to the temples. Underneath the eyes, again rubbing into the temples. Beside the nostrils, underneath the cheekbones, and rubbing to the jaw, releasing the jaw. And bottom lip along the jawline, again to the jaw. The jaw holds a lot, let it go. Good, and then rubbing that very soft little strip in front of the ears, and then grabbing the ears from the top down. Good. And just massaging the ears so the whole body's mapped out on the ears. For those of you who don't know that, it's incredible. It's all shown by fMRI, the whole neurological body. It's on the ears, so you're giving yourself a whole body massage. And gently tug on the ears in a kind way. Good. And then rubbing the hairs together one last time. And just smoothing everything out. Taking that energy, that chi from your practice, and just bringing it to any part of the body that needs a little more loving. And then we'll go ahead and have a seat just for about 30 more seconds to just tune in. And just as you return to your seat, just notice how you feel. Notice that experience of the physical body, the experience of your mind, the alignment within your system, connecting to your breath and your emotions and your chi field. So taking any of these energy practices with you and using them in your life, even just a little bit of shaking, kind of getting some of that energy moving to connect the mind and the body. And if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to host or answer that after this, and pass it back to you for any conclusion that we have. Thank you so much.
Do you have any questions or a little bit?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
You said the energy body is a bridge between the physical and the subtle body?
So it's kind of like between the mind or the kind of the spirit or consciousness, the energy bodies. Chi is often actually defined as a bridge between matter and spirit. So we have the physical body, that's really the matter. And then we have spirit, which can be anything from thought to mind to consciousness. And so using chi as the bridge can really help us make some connections a little bit more palpable as we practice. So kind of a little less mysterious and more tactile in some ways, yeah.
I think you said that Tai Chi is a form of Qigong, right? Can you explain just a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. I slipped that in a little bit because a lot of people know Tai Chi a lot more than Qigong, but Qigong actually has three main sort of categories, and they're martial, medical, and spiritual. And Tai Chi is a martial form of Qigong. But it comes from sort of a self-defense practice and lineage, and it's a different practice in the way that it is than Qigong. Like, it's not as, Qigong is very bilateral. Tai Chi does more unilateral movements with walking. But in terms of kind of the definition of Qigong, Tai Chi falls under the martial umbrella of Qigong practices. Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of
That was
course.
very special.
Yeah.
Curious about vibration. Sometimes I notice myself, like today, just feeling kind of vibrating.
Yeah.
Vibration. Sometimes it's in the mouth area.
Yeah.
And if you could say something about
Yeah,
that.
I'll try. I mean, there's a lot there and a lot to explore, but I mean, vibration is evidence of the chi body or the energy body moving, right? So I think about this wind, actually, how we try to define what chi is, and we can't really see or understand. We can't really see or measure chi. We can measure it a little bit, but we see it, we know it through what it manifests in or through. So you see wind blowing through a tree, that's an evidence of chi, but you see it through the tree moving. So it's sort of the manifestation of chi is that vibration through the body. So it's at first glance, it's kind of just beautiful to notice it. Be like, wow, this is like energy moving through my system. Anytime you have an emotion that rises or shifts or changes, that's evidence of chi moving and changing in your body. And the reason it might be sort of vibrating in a particular area, or sometimes when it's uncomfortable, or sometimes it feels really good, or different things, has to do with the pattern of chi flow through particular channels of the body. So that goes into acupuncture and or acupuncture theory and channel theory. But essentially, like, there's no good or bad chi, but sometimes there's just too much chi in one place, and so sometimes it can get a little bit excess, or it can just be an indication of your energy body sort of coming online and you're feeling more than you're used to, and it's a calibration that's helpful or necessary, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Feels good.
Yeah, okay, good. We'll go with it then. Yeah, that sounds great.
I was wondering your thoughts on energy healing and if it works.
Sure. I practice energy healing and also teach it, so I certainly do see it work and benefit people in a really deep way. And I think it's again, it's sort of relating to that more subtle body of experience that some people are in touch with and some people aren't as in touch with, but it still has a distinct effect on the system, working with that level and that layer. So the energy healing has a direct link to the physical body, but it also has a direct link to the spiritual body. So a lot of the work I do in energy medicine, I can see physical changes and physical effects, but I also see like a huge shift in sort of that mental, emotional, spiritual expansion and growth too. But I don't know if you're asking more in terms of like me as a practitioner or kind of how it works or that kind of question, but that's what comes to mind to answer. A lot of it, I'll say, is honing the power of like the mind and the mind's ability and connection to connect to the energy fields, to be able to see them and sense them. And so in the beginning, especially learning and practicing and even receiving energy medicine, there's a little bit of that suspension of doubt or faith that's required to kind of like feel into it and to see what happens, to allow that vibration to come up and to be conscious. So, yeah. Yeah.
Just to run for more questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Announcements? Our host today.
I am your host, a.k.a. Our Lady of the Bowl, carrying around
graciously accept your offerings, which pays for the rent, our honorarium. We support Larkin Street dinners and a newsletter we send out to prisoners. So we suggest between $10 and $20, but obviously you give what you can, more or less, it's all good. There are some cookies and date rolls out there to enjoy. There's a sign-up sheet here on the credenza if you'd like to get our newsletter. And around 12:30, some people gather to go out for lunch. So you might consider joining them or actually inviting someone to go with you.
Thank you. I left a few. We receive a lot of letters from prisoners requesting information on Buddhism and the GBF in general, so we respond to those. And I left a few letters out there that we received recently. But one of them was just really expressing gratitude for receiving the newsletter, and he wrote back a couple of poems. So if you're interested, there's a few others. There's also one that reads like a really cute short story and one that's kind of funny. So you might help yourself to those. And I did not take note of next week's speaker. Does someone have it in mind?
I think it's Dave Rico.
Dave Rico.
Yeah. You got your phone. Okay.
Any other announcements while I try to find this in 2 seconds? You got it?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So next week, Dave Rico is a psychologist, teacher, and writer in Santa Barbara and San Francisco who emphasizes Jungian transpersonal and spiritual perspectives in his work. He is the author of How to Be an Adult in Relationships. For more information at daverico.com.
Is that remedial?
And I think that's it. So unless you have a special dedication of merit, we have one.
Oh, please go ahead. Yes.
Okay, so let's
Thank you.
gather.
By the power and truth of this practice, may all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all be free from sorrow and the causes of sorrow. May all never be separated from this sacred happiness, which is without sorrow. And may all live in equanimity, without too much attachment or too much aversion, believing in the equality of all that lives.
Thank you for listening to the Gay Buddhist Forum. If you would like to hear several new talks per month and be notified of upcoming speakers so you can participate live, please subscribe to this podcast, like us on Facebook, and join our mailing list by visiting gaybuddhist.org.